Thanks for what you do with your podcast and all the rest. You're doing a great job. Hope everybody keeps tuning in. You get a lot of good info, a lot of insights, understandings of how to get strong, how to stay strong, how to use your strength.
You do a great job, dude. You make things better than they are in real life, I think.
If you don't follow Massenomics, y'all do it. Social media, website, everything.
Massenomics.
Just when you think you're going to throw me for a loop, Tommy, and not let me hear that, you switch it out.
I was like, I feel like I'm supposed to be pointing right now, but I don't do that anymore. I need to give Tanner the sound, and then the sound came through.
Welcome, everyone. Episode 459 of the Massenomics podcast, the lifting podcast about nothing, recorded live from the corners of the Dakotas. We're your two hosts. My name is Tanner.
And my name is Tommy. Tanner, it's been a while, and
It's been a while.
I feel like we...
Ladies and gentlemen, Massenomics is in the house.
There we go. I feel like we've been neglecting a certain group.
It's been 1 week since you looked at me.
There we go. That was the one I did. We've been neglecting a certain group. I don't want them to be forgotten, so I would like to dedicate this episode to a special group of people, and that is the twins.
Damn it, I just switched that all over.
Your timing.
With the twins.
There it is.
I have so many sounds now that I'm actually on two
the
pages.
twins button
of
hasn't been hit lately.
Yeah,
They've been.
yeah.
Don't never
With
forget.
the twins.
I have a new button, actually, this episode. Do you want to hear it now, or do you want me to just
Maybe you need to
hit you with
surprise
when
me
you
with
least
it
expect
later.
it?
Yeah,
Okay.
keep it. Just keep me on my toes.
Everyone, this is an incentive to stick around for this episode. I have a new button this week, so I'm pretty excited about it. 459. We're here. Get used to it. We ain't going anywhere. Just like our friends over at Build Fast Formula. HTTP. Oh, you know what? Something that's interesting. You probably know this. World Wide Web. The contraction www.
Yeah, I've heard of that.
It takes longer to say than World Wide Web. It has more syllables.
Yeah, actually, you're right. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
When people say www, World Wide Web is a faster thing.
Yeah, very true.
Isn't
But
that
really,
funny?
no one says www anymore, though. You know,
No.
like everyone
People-
knows you don't got to put that in there.
I wish people said World Wide Web again back like when we used to be a proper friggin' country.
WorldWideWeb.Massenomics.com.
Yeah. BuildFastFormula.com. It's where you can buy the supplements that we know, that we trust. We trust them because we know them, and we know them because we trust them. Vaso Blitz and Full Blitz. You take a scoop of each. That's your perfect pre-workout. Would be a third P word to make that alliteration. It's perfect
poppin'
pre-workout.
pre-workout.
Punch in the dick with Vaso Blitz and Full Blitz, one scoop of each. Or I should say different conjunction. I'll go with and
or.
80-20 protein after you lift. Or maybe in the morning. I like it in the morning, or maybe in the evening, a little evening
I
snack.
want to do it while you lift, too. We're not going to stop you.
And then once every day, how about you hit their creatine monohydrate if you want to get on the sauce?
Mm-hmm.
And then use discount code Massenomics. It'll save you 10% on every single order over at BuildFastFormula.com. Thanks for supporting them.
This episode is also brought to you by Texas Power Bars. When Buddy Capps, founder of Texas Power Bars, started lifting weights with Olympic bars back in the 1960s, he noticed there was hardly any grip. The knurling on the bar was so light when the bars were new that years later they came back almost slick. And if you've ever lifted and used a slick bar, you know that's a bad time. The sleeves were held onto the bar with a threaded end cap, and the inside collars were always held in place with a set screw. Each sleeve consisted of 3 pieces. Buddy knew that there was an issue, and he addressed the known problems, and the Texas Power Bar was born. Today, the Texas Power Bar is the source for all of your high-quality bars, like the Texas Power Bar, the original Texas Power Bar, the Texas Deadlift Bar, the Texas Squat Bar, or my personal favorite, the 29-millimeter Texas Power Bar. If you head on over to TexasPowerBars.com, you can check out their great selection and get one of these bars for your home gym. Trust me, you will not regret it. Lift with the legend, TexasPowerBars.com.
Do you think? I wonder if Ronnie Coleman has been talking about buddy caps this entire time.
Maybe. Just might have been. Yeah, buddy.
Every time he's like, "Yeah, buddy."
Yeah,
buddy.
This bar is great.
Buddy.
He just never finished the statement.
Like it's just that's all they had to really say. Like, do you like this bar? Yeah, buddy.
That's what it was.
Great
the whole
bar,
time.
buddy.
No one ever knew, but now we know.
Yeah, buddy. Oh, we got a lot to touch on this week. First, and maybe I don't know. It's actually all equally important. We're going to get a guest on here in a little bit, but we got some other things to touch on first. We have a drop coming up next week. It's going to drop on January 23rd, 2025. That's a Thursday. Mark your calendars. It is a pretty sweet one. We're pretty pumped on what we've got. We've got a shirt that has somewhat been brought out of the vault, revamped in a number of ways, and boy, is it sweet.
You said
I don't
mine's in
think
the
you've
mail.
quite gotten yours yet.
I do not have it yet. It looks like it's supposed to be here tomorrow, and I'm very excited for this.
You're going to like that one. I think everyone's going to like that shirt. So that shirt, and then I wondered if we show the other centerpiece off. Maybe we could just show it off. Should we give a peek behind the curtain, or is it too early?
I got it right here.
You got it right there too? Yeah, okay. What do you got?
I think before we show this,
should we
product,
both show it on 3?
Yeah,
and see
but
if
I
we're
think we
thinking
should.
of the same thing.
The inspiration behind it was everyone wants to feel like they have a piece of Massenomics with them, and
everywhere they go.
Everyone wants to feel like they have a little piece of South Dakota with them too. And this thing takes those two and combines it with what is also sort of becoming an underground sensation with Massenomics, and that is. Should we show it on 3 here?
Yeah, let's show it.
1, 2, 3. The official. Oh, what? He's tricking me. He's pulling it fast. The official Massenomics MSS NMX vintage South Dakota replica license plate.
Yes.
And this thing looks so good. I cannot overstate how good this thing looks. It's very impressive.
There are 10 of us now that actually have the legal MSS NMX plate between Canada and the U.S. I think Scant's most recent list is 10. I think there's maybe 1 or 2 more that have ordered theirs, so soon that's a growing list. But now everyone can kind of have one. This is the MSS NMX South Dakota. And Tommy, explain the design of why it looks like. If you're not from South Dakota, if you're from South Dakota, you immediately recognize this. If you're not,
this is to me
like, what the heck is that?
the quintessential South Dakota license plate here. And this was, I actually don't know the exact years, but this was, I believe, the license plate like when we were growing up in the 90s.
Yeah.
Right? And
this is, I don't know the exact dates, but if you're our age, you recognize this from when you were a kid.
It just
And
takes
it's
you
probably
back.
the most
And it looks
iconic South
it's got
Dakota
the
one ever.
iconic South Dakota script in the top of it, large, and then back faded on the whole plate is just a like a one color silhouette of Mount Rushmore.
Yeah.
And then it's kind of this. The whole plate is like this maroon, light brown, light green kind of color with then green letters.
Yeah.
And then great faces, great places. Which do they still use that saying?
I use it all the time, but I don't know if it's just
I don't
because
even know
out
if that
of
really gets used much
retro
anymore. But that
nostalgia.
was the state slogan for a long time too. Anyways, it's
Yeah.
a very 90s license plate, but to me the most iconic and the best looking. They have not beat this to this
There's
day. So
a
I'm
couple
glad we
little
could-
Easter eggs on it too.
Yeah,
once
and then we
look
have
closely
we have
also,
the fake registration tags on there.
Yeah.
And it just looks really. And then it is on it is on metal. What is
this? This seems like a license plate. Is
Yeah,
what
we
I would
thought
tell
at
you.
first we thought this was going to be made on like what our drink spotter signs were.
kind of make it look like a license plate, and then,
when we went to the printer, they're like, "Oh, we just have license plates blanks. Do you want to just print on those?" We're like, "Yeah,
You're like,
that
yes,
would be great." So from a couple feet away, it just straight up looks like a license plate with the actual registration tag on it. It looks really good.
Yes. And it feels like a license plate.
Yeah. So this
sounds like a license plate.
Yeah, you can just hit it. So whether you want to hang this in your home gym, your office, your cubicle, your workstation, wherever.
Got one hanging behind me here, even if people have noticed this the last
on the
week or
wall
two
back
possibly.
there.
But yeah,
It just This will be a conversation start. I mean, you could put this on a car 100%, and I don't know if you'd get pulled. In South Dakota, you might get pulled over because
we
people
probably
know it's
have
old.
we probably legally have to call this a decorative license plate because it
But this, I think, would be a conversation starter anywhere. When people see this, they'd be like, "Why do you have a South Dakota license plate?" Because you cannot tell from afar that it's not the real deal.
Right. Yeah, so that's I'm pretty excited about that. It looks really cool. And then we actually have a few. We revamped our sticker pack lineup altogether.
Yeah,
none of these are available on the site yet. We've been out of stickers altogether for a while, and we actually will be having 1, 2, 3, 4 new sticker packs.
Should I show these off or not?
You pick a sticker to show off. Maybe just pick 8, whatever one you're most excited to show, and then some will be a surprise.
There's kind of like groupings where I feel like it's the grouping that really makes it.
Right. Maybe you want to show off a pack then.
Okay, this pack is really cool, and it's kind of based on what we had done earlier, if you were really paying attention. But we have this can pack. How many is it?
5.
So we have the 5-pack of cans. We have
It's the Crispy Boy.
Yeah, it's the
pack.
Crispy Boy pack. We have the they're die cut stickers to the exact shape of the can. So we have the bench heavy can, the deadlifter can, the natural for life can, the squats can, and the PBR powerlifting blue ribbon can.
Yeah.
And that's in a pack, and these stickers are so cool. They're basically replicas of the magnets that we had ran a little while ago, but people really like those. So I think this is a good way for people to get a little piece of that action.
Yeah, those are cool beans.
And there are. I mean, you could argue that the ones I'm not showing might be even better than that even.
Yeah, there's another pack in there that people might be even more excited about.
I'm holding it right now, and it's really cool.
That one really pops.
It does pop. Yep. Yeah. We don't just say that about anything around here.
No. So check out the drop. Buy yourself a decorative license plate, some of the new sticker packs, and the new tee. And exciting news, it sounds like round 3 of our certified training facility flags are actually going to, our certified training facility packages. We're kind of waiting on the flags. That's what we need to get in here. So those are going to be here just in time. So that should drop along with it. So the first 2 rounds are done. The map is out there. If you go to, what is the website if you want to just see like the map?
Massenomics.com/certified.
Certified, and you can see the map.
And even if you've been there, but you haven't looked at it for maybe a week or 2, you should probably check it out again because it is impressive looking at
people
this
are always sending me
map.
Yeah, because so I guess this hasn't I mean, this happened in between our last recording.
Oh
and now
yeah, it actually did. You're right.
Did it or not? Yeah. So we had another 75 more sign up. So the map is very full. We got Europe represented in a couple. We've got Hawaii represented now. More in that very northern part of Canada, which is interesting to see. So it's just kind of we really cut a wide swath, and then really the heartland of America keeps getting more and more filled up also. So and people daily keep sending me pictures for the gym. So more and more of the gyms on there are getting pictures all the time, which is cool because I think it looks a lot cooler when there's gym pictures to go along with it.
Yeah, so for people who don't know, when you go to massenomics.com/certified, anyone that has signed up to be a certified training facility, they have a pin on a map, and you can click on any of the pins, and it will tell you the name of the gym, the person's Instagram handle, and if they have a video or a photo to go along with their gym, it also appears on there. And so you get some really cool overviews of people's gyms when you look through there. And you also might be surprised. There might be some crew members, some certified training facilities just down the road from you that you never knew about.
Someone said they were taking a trip to Nashville, for example, the other day, and they're looking for places to train. I said, there's 3 certified training facilities right here that all marked that they're open to visitors, crew visitors coming to check the place out. So
yeah, Nashville is kind of a hot spot down there.
Hit up their Instagram handles, if they've all got them listed, so you could message them and see if they're interested in a crew visitor or not. And some people have different icons. If people are in the Hall of Fame, they have the Hall of Fame Cup icon. Anthony asked if we're going to add the jackets to people that reach the jacket level Hall of Fame. And I don't know. If you get too many icons, then none of them stick out. Right. Is the thing too. And, the cups certainly stick out as is. So it's something unique when you see the cup. But I'm just wondering if it gets to be too many, then you start to not even know what you're looking at.
True. Yeah.
I don't know.
I do really like that Sioux Falls, all 4 gyms have a YouTube video to go with them. That
Yes.
we made.
I mean, no coincidence that it's pretty easy for us to get gym tours in Sioux Falls. Yeah, because Jonah Leo's gym got on the map in this last round.
Yes, yep. And he's got the video.
Liberty
to go with
Barbell. Yeah. So both of the last 2 times they sold out in the first day. The third time, is that going to happen again? Based on the signups and stuff, it kind of looks like it might happen again.
It could, yes. It very well could. That would,
so I would suggest if you want to get signed up in the third run, do not wait because it'll probably sell out in the first day.
mm-hmm. At some point, this has got to slow down, but
when that is,
that time ain't now.
Maybe it is never. Who are we to say?
It's just it doesn't stop until the map is just the United States again.
Yeah. Do you got a can over there at all, or what's your can situation?
I do.
What are you rocking?
Well, it ain't no Rambler, that's for sure.
Oh, I miss those Ramblers.
I do too. Those were good. Back on my bullshit with the lime and LaCroix.
Back on his old bullshit again. I've got a LaCroix cola. Did you have one of these? Did I give you one of these? I can't remember.
I forgot to tell you that. With that, so you gave it to me at your house, and I was going to go lift that day. I didn't want to drink it right before I went to lift. So I was like, oh, this would be perfect sipper for the ride home. And I got done at the gym, and I was so thirsty that I got a giant bottle of water, and I drank most of that, and then I wasn't thirsty anymore. So I was just waiting to open the can. Well, then I never did. And then it was I had my wife's car, so it was the next day then. She took the car, and she's like, you know that can that was in there? I'm like, oh, yeah. It's good, isn't it? She's like, that's the worst thing I've ever had in my life. And she likes to drink Diet Coke. So if you're used to Diet Coke, I'm sure that just tastes
if you're used
awful.
to diesel soda, then this is not gonna.
Which is funny because I'm like, yeah, it's great, right? And she was just in shock that I could say that
because you have had this before.
Oh
though,
yeah, I
right?
think it's pretty good.
And you
actually.
like it too.
Yeah.
I love it. It's one of my favorites. For anyone that doesn't know, it's LaCroix. La Cola, but I don't drink any actual pop at all ever, so it's easier to trick my taste buds into something being palatable, tasting that way. Love it though, old favorite. What about well, what do we want to follow up on? Our YouTube video from last week, or no, that was actually our well, they're really both from our podcast, the Facebook group or the equipment
let's do
pricing.
Equipment pricing follow-up. So last week, our episode we talked about, has equipment really increased a lot over the last years? Has it kept up with inflation? What has it done? And when we went back and checked Rogue's prices from 10
in the Wayback
years ago,
Machine.
In the Wayback Machine, checking Rogue's prices from 10 years ago, for the most part, their pricing was almost exactly the same. So once you account for inflation, it's definitely at a discount today. There was some really good feedback, some follow-up on that. A couple things that I did not know was at that time, and I believe this is what the Rogue Monster Rack 1.0 was, is that it used 7-gauge steel instead of 11-gauge, which seems to be the industry standard today. I had to look, Tanner. Do you know the difference between 7 and 11-gauge steel?
4 gauges.
I knew you were going to say that. And if you didn't, I was going to.
I don't know, like 16th of an inch or something.
I looked.
I have no
trying
idea.
to remember now.
I
believe 7 gauge is 50% thicker than 11 gauge.
Oh, okay.
So it's actually quite a bit. But I would also make the argument, but if
kind of just overkill waste.
Well, yeah, if that's what it took, if changing from 7 to 11 gauge is what it took to keep the price in line, yeah, technically that other one was a more premium product, but I don't think the gauge of steel has ever been a failure point on power racks these days. So,
well, not in 11. I suppose you could get small enough.
Yeah, you could definitely get there, and I'm sure that's what a lot of those cheap Amazon racks do, but I don't think 11 gauge is ever a point of concern. So that one doesn't bug me at all. Like, it almost feels like that's just an aesthetic thing at that point. Like, but even then, it's
or
like
potentially a nuisance of it being so much heavier.
Actually, that's a good point too. In theory, you think it's 50% heavier.
Like, do you want your rack to weigh 5,000 pounds? Would that be better? Like, at what point is it like, oh, this is actually just a giant pain in the ass now?
Yeah. So that was a good one someone brought up. And then another thing that several people said, and this one, I do believe this one, is they were talking about when they talk about prices being increased, is several people made the comment like that. I always assumed that meant it was on the low end, the cheap import equipment. And that would make more sense because they're already on the lower end of the market. So like they have to go up, they didn't have as much wiggle room in the first place.
Right.
And I'm sure over time, just imports and Chinese stuff has all just gotten more expensive. So, and I think there were several examples of, I think one of them was like the Titan lat pull down machine initially came out like $900 and today it's at $1,800. Some of that I wonder, well, also is it introductory pricing? Like, we need people to get excited about this. So we're intentionally bringing the price in low. And so some of that I think is volatility in that as well. But yeah, there has for sure been some increase in price. Some people put examples of just pricing on imported stuff that's gone up a lot. That one, I would believe that more.
Yeah, I could see that more. Was there anything? We did get several comments on that, which was good to see in the comment section. But the gauge of steel, definitely that stood out to me. Can't remember what else in particular, but
I'm just pulling up.
It's still, when you factor in inflation, even with a lot of those exceptions, if you actually factor in inflation, the change kind of goes away even in most of those cases still.
Yes. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, 72 comments on that for sure. Yeah, most people were actually, though, the biggest comment was people were really surprised that pricing was actually that consistent over the years. That it hadn't, because most people seem to think that too. Like, oh, yeah, things got more expensive. And turns out, no, actually not really the case when you're talking the more premium options.
Right. What about in the garage gym, or what is that group even called? Home gym something, or?
Is it the Garage Gym Reviews Home Gym Facebook group? Is that what it actually
something
is called?
Like that.
I don't know what the official name
but that's what we're talking about. But
dude, there was
been maintaining the activity in there pretty well though too.
You're at the point where they're just going to make you a moderator here pretty soon, I think.
I don't know if you ever see these, like if it pops up to you, but I drop in a lot of comments on just random.
It always shows
posts.
those to me. It shows the post and it only shows your comments. That's why I'm seeing this stuff, which means I'm probably still missing some things. But okay, I will say that there's times where I'm just like, oh, okay, so Tanner's still leaving comments about horse stall mats, and there's times where I'm like, okay, yeah, he's doing it again, whatever. Yeah. And there are ones where occasionally when I open Facebook and it just catches me so off guard that I can't help but laugh way too long at it. I didn't even get this first one. I didn't realize you posted the picture of all the horse stall mats piled up.
Yeah.
This picture, is it like 100 horse stall mats all in this like stacked pile? And you wrote smash or pass on it. And some like most of the people are in on the joke, but someone's like, ask a better question. And you go, love it or list it. Dude, I was laughing so hard when I saw that. Love it or list it. Because it's like you did exactly what he said and made it even dumber still.
Yeah. Somehow it's even dumber than the original thing.
It's like he was trying to, like, I don't know, put you in your place or just give you attitude back. But it backfired because it just enabled you to go to another level with that.
Love it or list it. I did chuckle to myself I actually thought that was funnier than the original post itself.
That was really funny. The other one that I saw that I liked a lot, and I'm sure I'm missing some, but there was one. Someone said, "What do you guys mount? Or how are you guys organizing your shelves or whatever? Or how are you guys
your grip tools or like your cable attachments? How are you?
Yeah, how are you organizing all your cable attachments?" And you go, "I mount mine to horse stall mats." It's so stupid.
Yep.
And then I did see several other comments of just you writing the word horse stall mats with some other words around them, but
it was a lot of horse stall mat. And every time I'm like, all right, that's enough of that for now. I've grown tired of it. And then I see a question that I'm just like, I know the perfect horse stall mat response to this.
Do you feel like sometimes they're maybe just baiting you?
Maybe they're actually like, maybe we're the ones getting tricked, and they're over. They have a podcast somewhere else where they're just laughing hysterically about how they keep getting me to talk about horse stall mats.
Right here, 3 hours ago. Hello, all. Currently in the process of turning our garage into a gym. My question, has anyone used these types of mats from Amazon before? It's the puzzle tiles. Like, I don't know. Look at the question from yesterday. It's probably in there again.
Oh, I did. You brought it up too. So many of those ones where people are just saying like good deal or not. Like that's half of the posting on there. And I'm like, what do you need this group to like? I'm like, what justification are you looking for from the group?
And also people just looking for permission to spend money, I think is what it is.
Right.
But also it's like, I mean, is it something you want or not? You know, like
Right,
if
that's
it's
what
something
I'm-
you're
like,
remotely interested in, I feel like you kind of have a feel for the market. You know, like you have a vague idea of what this should be. And some people, I'm like, I don't even know if they know what this even is. They just see something for sale and they're like, should I be buying this?
I actually just forgot about. Maybe I won't. Well, I'll just give a teaser. I did order a pretty specialized piece of equipment to be made in the UK this week.
Oh, is it a vibrating floor mat?
It's one of those full body vibrators. Yeah. Custom color. Actually, the number of people between YouTube and Instagram and stuff that have made comments about like different, like they'd be like, kind of a play off of their favorite color horse stall mats over the last week has been pretty good. Everyone getting in on what their favorite, like be like, I like red horse stall mats. Yeah. What if they did make horse stall mats in red?
Well, someone said
or different
you can't
colors.
get flooring in different colors, but we knew
No,
that.
but I want
horse stall
mats.
Yeah, that's not.
I want 4x6 horse.
Someone actually
Horstel mats.
Horstel from Matthew. Matthew Horstel. His mats are the best. Okay, so you ordered a specialized piece of equipment from overseas, huh? Did you have to say you know Big David to order the piece?
They needed a reference, so I used British David, and they said, we know him. He's from the island. They call it the island over there.
Yeah, right.
So I won't spoil what it is.
That island nation.
Maybe we'll have like when Donnie Thompson had the unveiling for Legosaurus. Maybe we'll do
with sparks
with the
flying.
fireworks. Yeah. Oh no, they had someone with grinders
two
back
angle
there,
grinders
right?
on some steel so they can shoot sparks into the air.
We should actually replicate that for like a new set of horse stall mats.
Horse stall mats.
Oh, I did see someone, and I'm like, I don't think they were joking, and this is a real thing. And someone that was like saying, like, "Oh no, those smell really bad." Like, someone asking what they should. And someone's like, "No, they smell really bad," and someone was like, "They don't smell that bad." And then someone was like, "No, I had mine in my gym. I had to take them out. I leave them outside now, and every time I walk by them, I still smell them." And I'm like, "What?" They don't smell like
Mine
that.
like have not smelled like at all. Maybe we get a different brand of them up here. But am I just imagining things, or did someone have a picture of their entire basement and was like horse stall mats or flooring? Or am I? There was
something like that.
That was a post in the last 24 hours. I just couldn't remember if you left a comment on there or not. But it does just reinforce the fact that horse stall mats come up multiple times a day in this thing, and it never dies.
Yeah, Big Andrew said the "How did I do?" brag post too, like "How did I do?" That's actually would be funny. How did I do? And I'm gonna post like something shitty for like way too much money.
I mean, it's the same thing as did a thing.
Yeah,
did a thing. How did I do? It's the exact same situation.
Actually, I ordered a piece of used vintage equipment today just before the podcast too, so I got all kinds of fun stuff coming soon. And something showed up today too. I had a unfortunately. Well, here's the question. I don't know. Is it a barbell or not? Is an axle a barbell? It showed up today from Black Widow.
I did still. God, see, you're really toeing the line there. That's to me that kind of is a barbell. It's designed to hold weight plates for strength movements.
It's designed to do the exact same thing the barbell does in like the exact same way, but just be slightly
an exception
thicker.
for that is a major loophole. I feel like that is a barbell. So that puts the total in the past week up 2 already now. It's been a big week.
The first half of January.
We're 16 days into the year.
I think those might be it for the year, though. Like that might
you never know. You never know. I have added a barbell myself as well, though.
Oh yeah, that's right. Tell us the story on that.
I forgot to say. Yeah, I got to shout out Coach Carp. He let me know that he had a new Texas deadlift bar that he would be willing to part ways with. And he planted the seed in my head about a month and a half ago. And at the time I'm like, no, I don't need that. But it just, it just eats away at the back of your brain until you can't say no. So then it was
preaching to the choir.
Towards the end of the month, I'm like, I messaged him like, still got that bar? He's like, I do. Can have it in a tube ready for you whenever you want it. And I was like, okay, yeah, let's do this. So it also, the fact that it was red made it very, very hard to turn down. I always like to have a few red items in my gym.
Massenomics red, yeah.
And it showed up, and I got to use it for the first time the other day. And yeah, it's really nice. It is really nice. People
will you always deadlift on that now?
I don't know if I always
will?
will, because it is fun to have a little variety when you can. Right. But yeah, the difference, it seems so dumb, but the difference between holding 29 millimeters versus 27 is noticeable. Like I can hang on to a 27 millimeter bar much easier than a 29, and it feels good. Yeah. So thank you, Coach Carp. I'll take care of it. Take good care of it.
Maybe we should, when you're not looking, I'm going to swap our red deadlift bars, and you won't really be able to tell the difference.
Oh, yep. Someone took the grinder to this one. Yep,
they did the thing from the Facebook group. Someone actually thought they were supposed to do that.
That's almost become a meme in the home. That's almost become a meme very quickly in Massenomics and in the home gym group, because people are always talking about ripping their deadlift gloves and filing the meme off of their filing the knurling off of their bars.
We've gotten several order comments and YouTube, various Instagram comments about filing the knurling off of their barbell, which I love that.
That's good. Our guest has arrived, Tanner. So,
all right, let me hit it. Should I hit a quick supporting our supporting members?
Yeah, I'm going to start giving people the boot here.
Yeah, you give them off. This week, supporting our supporting members, which is a relatively new segment of the podcast, but you could also become a supporting member if you'd like to. You just head over to massenomics.com/join. That's where you get joined up. We'd love to have you. It's honestly the best way that anyone can support. Probably goes the biggest. We get a whole bunch of people supporting just a little bit, and it adds up to something pretty big and meaningful to us in the long run. So please, if you're a regular listener, you enjoyed it all, please consider joining. There's a discount code. We send out one or two mailers a year that only go to our supporting members. You get access to our Discord. It's the only way you get in there. You can listen to the podcast live. You get early updates on drops and all of our events. That's how you get in our Powerlifting Strongman event, all that. And we also shout out a few of the supporting members each week. Like this week, Big Lebs, he rescued a dog, Big Paprika. So I got a new dog in the mix.
Nice.
Congrats to Big Paprika, crew adjacent. Big Jeremiah, family PR with baby number 2. So congrats, Big Jeremiah. And this last one is a little late, but better late than never. Big Grayson, back in 2009, set the Aberdeen Public School 7th grade record for the 100-meter dash. And now 16 years later, it still stands. He still has the Aberdeen Public School 7th grade 100-meter dash record. Do you have any idea what his time is, Tommy? Any guess what Grayson ran the 100 in?
12.2.
An 11.8, a sub 12 100-meter dash as a 7th grader is pretty blazing. Really, that's fast.
That's 420 blaze it right there.
Yeah, 420 blaze it, and the record stands to this day for all 7th graders from Western Northeast South Dakota.
I mean, but that record pales in comparison to any Massenomics records he holds, though, right?
Oh, obviously, like he's one of only. What is it? He maybe is one of only 2 now to compete in all 5 Massenomics strength events.
That's pretty wild. That is.
Ian and Larry, I think they're only 2 to actually compete in all 5.
That's really impressive.
Yeah. Amongst many other things.
Yes. Did you see who holds the girls' 7th grade 100-meter dash record?
I don't remember now. Who is that?
For a long time. I don't know if it still is, but the last time I was in that gym, my sister-in-law holds the record there.
Oh, I'll look next. We go my son practices there every day, so I'll check it out next time.
Yep. My sister-in-law did have the 7th grade 100-meter dash record. Maybe the 8th grade too, but I remember the first time I ever went there, I'm like, Grayson and Larissa, 2 people I both know are holding records on here. Like, that's surprising.
I know most of the people that were in that have the boys
Did you
records.
really?
I'm like, most of those records are from between like 1999 and 2010. Like, they're almost all in there. So I'm like, I know all of those people.
Yeah. Well, you'll have to check again then.
Yeah, I'll look next time.
Okay.
All right.
Should we get our guest in here?
Let this fella in here.
Let's do it.
We've got the one and only Big John Haack here with us this week. Back for the three-peat, actually. I think I did double check. Is this your second or third time? This is your third time on the Massenomics podcast before.
Be the third time. Who's got the record right now?
There's a handful that we've come up on 3 now. I don't know if has anyone been on for 4
That's
times,
what I was trying
Tommy?
to think of, because I know there's several 3s. I don't know if there actually is any 4-time guests yet. So we can have you next week and just run this back, pump those numbers up.
I get like a championship belt then if I do that, or
Yeah,
it's
well,
a sword.
we
It's a
actually
sword
preferred
award.
swords. Yeah, sword or an axe, or just some kind of weapon like
that's
nunchucks.
honestly my biggest gripe with powerlifting is that I feel like I missed out on the sword era, or like
Do you have any?
I bought one, but I've
like
never
you haven't-
won a sword.
You've never
no.
won, but even a weapon of any kind, no axes or anything like that, even.
No, I feel like when I was kind of coming up, they were still doing the swords.
Yeah,
for,
it was.
Right.
You just missed an era. It was. Yeah.
yeah, and
you're
like
on
now that I'm like one of the top guys, the meets I do, they don't do it. Kind of those like smaller like UPA meets and stuff like that I'm not gonna do.
Right.
Right.
That's what, like when we were at Jen Thompson's gym, it's funny, like she has like 1,000 awards in there, and you can see like the weapon era of the, because she's been powerlifting for like 20 years. She's like, she even said it's like, yeah, she's like, this is kind of when they were giving everyone swords and weapons and stuff like that. And she's got like 7 swords on her wall right there.
The owner of the gym I train at, he used to do Wobdle, which I don't know if you know what federation that is. It's probably the worst federation. But he has literally like he's admittedly like not a great powerlifter. Like he's not weak or anything, but he's not like a great powerlifter. He has like 30 swords up in our storage room.
It's like a full armory.
Yeah.
A medieval armory in his closet.
We've talked about it before too. Is like, why is it like, let's not limit it to swords. Like, I think there should be like, Raphael, his were size, right? Is that what his?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
we said like the most anticlimactic award would be like the bow staff. Like you got first, so here's a stick.
You got the nerd award. You were the
Yeah, you get the Donatello bow staff. It's a stick with tape on it.
like the nunchucks are to the whoever's like the coolest person at the meet.
So the awards are just based on the actual Ninja Turtles at this point. Then,
Yeah, like the size would be like who's the biggest dick at the meet.
Yeah, and also they have nothing to do with your actual performance. It's just based on like. the
Honestly, I kind of want to
intangibles.
run that meat now.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah, so-
like someone who I'd be like, I'd follow. You're a good leader. Like I'm gonna get you the katana.
right. Yeah, you really led the warm up room back there. So Big John, you just did official Strongman games here a little bit ago. Huh?
Yeah.
And you did well. You won a couple of the events for your weight class. I think, what'd you get overall? What place?
I took 6th overall.
Okay. So you took that pretty seriously. Like, it wasn't just like you were screwing around like, hey, I'm going to do a strongman event. Like, you were training for that. I mean, you had Big Laws as your coach too, even, didn't you?
Yeah. So coming off of Power Surge, started working with Laws. I think we had like 8 weeks or 9 or something like that of training. So yeah, I was pretty locked in for it.
You won the axle deadlift, which that doesn't seem all that surprising to me that you would win that event.
Yeah.
What was your
That
number
was,
on that?
that was a little redemption because I did Chaos Classic the year before, and they had an axle deadlift AMRAP, and it was 639 pounds, which at that point is just kind of cardio. And I ended up tying with one guy, Nick O'Hare, and got beat by a rep by Dan Benson. So for this one, it was bumped up to 700 pounds. And I figured with going into the higher rep ranges, I'd kind of start having a bigger advantage. And yeah, I ended up beating them by, I got 9. They both got 6. So that was the one I was going into. Like, I need to prove I'm the best deadlifter.
Yeah. So you think the heavier the weight, the better your advantage.
Yeah. So Dan Dan's best deadlift is like 881. So I have him beat by about 60 pounds, or about 60 pounds on my best day. And he's in a suit. So as you kind of get closer to that 1 rep max, it's gonna be kind of tilting the advantage in my favor.
Yeah. What was the other event that you won then too?
It was the sandbag medley. So it was 50 feet with 2 sandbags. One was 275, and then the other one was like a Husfeld sandbag at 300 pounds. Load those onto a sled and then push the sled back.
Okay. Had you imagined you'd win that event? I knew you'd be up there for the deadlift, of course, but I'm not surprised. I'm not really.
I figured I would do well.
In that. Yeah.
That was definitely one that I really like training. So because I took first in the deadlift, I was in the final heat for the sled, and my training partner, Andrew, he was actually in the lead on that event, and we trained that event together, and we kind of went back and forth between like who was faster on which day. So I knew if I could basically not have any screw ups, I had a very good chance of being in that top group. And
what Andrew?
Andrew Hanus.
Yeah. Okay. Big Andrew. He's been on the podcast before. Yeah. Okay. That's what I thought I forgot he's from Wisconsin. Does he train at Madtown Fitness too, or does he?
Yeah.
He has a home gym too.
Yeah. Home garage.
Yeah. He knows a thing or two about Strongman too, doesn't he?
Yeah. So definitely working with him was a big benefit as well.
So what place how'd he do?
He ended up taking second. So he did
really? Wow.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. That's kind of probably drove a wedge between your guys' relationship then.
No, we were both happy to see each other. I was just kind of bummed I couldn't join him on the podium.
That's cool. And you guys also did the Volkswagen Beetle yoke walk. That was an event, right? They use those all the time. Here's a question for you. If you could switch out the Volkswagen from that event and use any other car for whatever reason, what car would you pick to use for that yoke walk?
I think a Lamborghini would look cool. Just like a body kit of a Lamborghini. Yeah. I feel like that won't be that expensive.
Or what are like those cars? It's kind of like, Tommy, you probably know, it's kind of like a shitty car that sometimes they make look like Lamborghinis. It's like
Pontiac Fiero.
Yeah, it's like a Pontiac Fiero. Like use like a Pontiac Fiero with a Lambo body kit on it.
Do you guys remember those like Playmate cars that have like a yellow roof that like
the red car with
one in my garage right now.
I have one in my garage too.
I think they should paint them like that.
Make it look like one of those. I
think that'd be cool.
Or even just like a car bed, like the 90s car bed. You're just walking those down.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh yeah
Maybe like an El Camino or something would be cool too.
Right. Yeah, I like the idea of a Fiero that made to look like a Lambo too.
Yeah. What's like is it a Pinto? Is that like the Ford
Pinto
ugly car?
Yeah.
Just get the worst car ever.
Yeah. Like Tommy, the other day we were talking about Geos. Like a Geo Metro would obviously be.
Geo Metro would be.
Or
set it off.
Did you guys ever watch Family Matters? You know Urkel.
Yeah.
Do you remember the car he drove in there? It was, I don't know who makes it, but the whole front of the car opened. That was the door. It has to be the least safe car ever made. Yeah, just look up Steve Urkel.
I'm looking.
Car.
Oh, this is I actually just saw one of these. It's a BMW.
Yeah, it's a BMW. Okay,
Isetta.
It has to be the most unsafe car ever made. But like the whole front, the door is the front of the car.
There's
right?
one for sale in town. Yeah, there. I didn't know he drove this. I wasn't like a big fan.
What are those called?
It's a BMW Isetta, Isetta. And
it's just tiny.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's a 3-wheel vehicle, 2 wheels in the front, one in the back. It's basically it's like a 2-seater vehicle. Yeah, that's pretty interesting.
Yeah, kind of looks like the cars from Austin Powers 3. That was like
yeah, it does. Oh, that's good. All right. I got a question for you now that you've done. This wasn't your first Strongman. You've done several before now, and obviously you've done a little bit of powerlifting before.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to know which one you like better, but
so do not tell him. Do not say what one you like more. He will end this episode right
I
there.
don't want to know.
All right.
Which athletes do you like? Competing with more, or hanging out with more, or the atmosphere? Like, what do you have any preference there?
Oh, that's tough because I've got like good friends in both of them. I think like powerlifting, I'm a little bit closer with a lot of those guys just because I've been doing it so much longer. Um, and I'm a bit of an outsider, I guess, on the strongman side.
Right.
But either way, like the post meet celebrations are always a blast.
Does
Yeah.
like meet day mood, does it feel different for you? Or are you pretty locked in, or does one feel more carefree than the other?
Uh, Strongman was like a little bit different because it's a lot faster pace. So I don't have a like especially so day one and day two were basically back to back events. So you just kind of wait around, chilling all day until it's your group's time, and then um, so that was super fast pace. But then like once you're done for the day, and you kind of go relax. Whereas powerlifting meets half the time it takes like 12 hours, and
Right.
but overall I'd say, and I think the warm up was a little bit easier. Like I didn't even warm up for the sandbag. My lower back was already
I'm pretty
cracked.
warm. Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, I just did 9 reps at 700-pound deadlift. Like my body's pretty warm right now. Like I just need to catch my breath.
Yeah. That is kind of the way that goes. Do you get the feeling like, I mean, 90 some percent of everyone that does both of them is cool. So I don't mean like most people, but is there anyone you've come across in strongman, even if they don't say it, that has an attitude in the way that you're obviously an extremely accomplished powerlifter? A lot would say the best, one of the best, if not the best powerlifter of all time. And then you come in and do the sport of strongman, some of these guys have maybe it's been the only thing they've done for 10 years. And you're just like coming over and doing it for a little bit. Is like, fuck this guy. Like he thinks he's so cool, like this got all his powerlifting fans and he's going to come in here and do our sport. Do you get that sense from anyone at all?
Yeah, definitely. There were definitely some people that were like, making like they almost were putting like words in my mouth, making it seem like I was acting like I was going to come in and just like dominate the sport. And they're like, oh, he's in for like a surprise and stuff like that. It's like, I'm just doing this for fun, man. Like,
Right.
I don't know. And just like shitting on the lifts I was doing. They're like, oh, it's not even that good for a 90 kilo person. I was like, I don't know. I took like 6.
I was going to say
good.
6 at like one of the best competition, one of the best competitions that there are. Yeah.
Said, well, yeah, I know. I did have an 8-week prep here or whatever it was.
Yeah.
But no, for like, yeah, it's like 99% of the people were super cool and happy out being in the sport, and definitely appreciate everyone for that.
What's the penis palace?
Oh, that's so it's so the owner of the gym that I train at, we're like best friends, and we built our own little secret like office / training area. And the name came from, we were at Home Depot getting supplies for it, and they ask you for the job name if you have a contractor's account, and he just like without missing a beat said the penis palace, and because we were using someone else's contractor account, and so we're like, oh, this is gonna show up on there.
Yeah,
it would be funny, and then it just kind of rolled with it.
So it is the penis palace.
Yeah.
Is that marked is there a sign anywhere now that says
No, we
penis
should
palace?
get that though.
Yeah. Yeah, I think there needs to be a penis palace sign. Yeah, that's good. And so are you kind of is there just a couple of you that lift in there then, or just you?
Yeah, it's basically like me and then whoever my training partners are.
Just
like my group of friends.
No women are allowed in the penis palace.
No, yeah, that's why it's called the penis palace.
So it's like the inner it's like the inner circle. Like there's not an inner
have
circle,
to
but there
hang
is an
on
inner
to
circle. Yeah.
Get in there, and obviously we can't say no women allowed, but you have to hang dong, and so.
Take from that what you may. Yeah. Yeah.
But I wonder. I know some people kind of joke about be like, oh, they think they're so cool going in their secret room. And
like, yeah,
we're like,
we
are.
Cool.
Yeah. So then you shoot your if you're shooting a YouTube video or like you're doing a monologue in your YouTube video, are you doing it in there then too?
Yep. I'm like staying on my bench doing it.
Yeah. What kind of combo rack is that you're sitting on when you're doing that?
That one's a Hanzu.
That's what I thought. That because I was like, that looks exactly like the one I was watching one of your videos today, and I'm like, that looks I could see the pins in the side. It looked just like the one that I have that same one in my garage right now.
Yeah.
So is that the one that do you train out of that one usually, or?
Yeah, for the most part.
Okay. All right. And you like it?
Yeah, I like it. It's good. I replaced the bench or the pad with a TSS one, but I was told they updated the pads too, because I told them what material. I was like, get the grippy, the vinyl, like motorcycle seat vinyl, and I was told that they're switching to that one. So
okay. Well, and talking about your YouTube then too, you're basically putting out a video like every week for the last year or two now, isn't it?
Yeah, I've taken a few little breaks. Like during the Strongman, I definitely did for about a month or so, just because I don't know, my audience is powerlifting, so when I was doing Strongman, the videos just don't do as well, which is kind of like frustrating. It's really annoying from that social media aspect, because the things I enjoy doing a lot of times don't do well on.
Oh yeah, it's the whole thing of like, no, you got to give the people what they want, otherwise you don't get rewarded for it at all.
Yeah, and it's annoying because like I'll hit something that for me is like, wow, like I just hit this this really fast like sandbag run,
right,
crazy log or something like that. And people are just like, oh, okay, like cool, like get back to deadlifting.
Yeah. So who does anyone work with you on the YouTube stuff? Do you edit or does someone else, or what about shoot?
I do it all myself.
Okay. Do you film it then too?
Yeah, for the most part, yeah. Like I'll just like move the angles and
what are you recording it with?
A7S3.
Tommy, you know about
Sony
stuff. What's it mean? Is that in fact
really
is a camera?
Yeah, that's a good for sure good camera to use.
Mm-hmm.
I knew you'd know better than me, Tommy.
I mean, has that been a learning curve? Has that been like we do the same thing. We pump out a YouTube video every single week. I mean, do you feel like you've gotten to the point where you can knock those out pretty fast now?
Yeah, and at this point too, like in the last maybe 6 months or so, I just switched to like filming in log and actually color grading, and I feel like that's significantly increased like how nice the videos look.
Yep. Do you even, because one thing Tanner and I always talk about is like the amount of footage you shoot and everything. Like, do you have a pretty good idea going in like, okay, I need to do this, this, and this, and I get done and I have like these clips and it doesn't even take that much? Like when you go to edit it, are you sitting down for hours at a time, or can you get these done pretty fast?
No, it's probably maybe like 20 minutes or 30 minutes to do like the lifting footage, and then another like 20 or 30 to edit like the talking portion, and that's just kind of chopping out all the ums. And
just clean it up.
Like times I fuck up and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's pretty good though. Like about an hour, and that's usually like if things go great, like that's kind of where we try to be too, is an hour or less from the time sit down at the computer and start editing, because otherwise, you got a life, you got stuff to do. It just takes like it's not sustainable to be pumping them out every single week if they're taking like hours and hours of your time to do.
Yeah, plus like as I get kind of better at it, it almost becomes a little bit more enjoyable.
Yes.
And like looking back at older videos, I'm like, oh man, I've come a long way, and it kind of like feels good to put out like a better product, I guess.
Mm-hmm. I could see it even in like your thumbnails when I had scrolled back. I'm like, oh yeah, thumbnails are like, you can almost see them getting better and better, or like going in phases.
That's definitely a spot where I always forget to do the thumbnail, and like I basically just take a screenshot of like me lifting, and I think that's a place where I need to do better, is like get a picture of, I don't know, something clickbaity, I guess.
Yeah, you got to be making the face. Yeah, it's got to be your big head.
Yeah. Whoa, I see it.
RP 10 day.
906 deadlift. Whoa. Yeah, that's what you need. Like, and then you make your head bigger. You cut your head and just make it a little bit bigger.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We got a couple. We're from the Mount Rushmore state. We like to play this Mount Rushmore game where you just pick your 4 top, who you're going to put on the Mount Rushmore. You know how it works. Yeah. So we'll go first. Your Mount Rushmore people from Wisconsin all time. Just any 4 people from Wisconsin that you'd want to put on if Wisconsin had their own Mount Rushmore and it was just specific to Wisconsin.
I guess coming off Strongman, I think Kazmaier is from Wisconsin. I know.
He played didn't he play? He played college football at Wisconsin, didn't he? I think.
I don't
Or
know.
he played college football somewhere. Okay, I don't know. Doesn't. Yeah, but Kaz. Yeah. Okay, Kaz. Yeah.
Yeah, which I think he's in the hospital. So
yeah,
maybe donate to his GoFundMe.
I saw that. I actually thought that was a scam at first because he's had some scam things on his Instagram, where it's not him, like someone stealing his account, until I like read multiple people on there saying like, no, this is not a scam. Like, I think he's having like heart surgery and stuff, isn't he?
Yeah. That's what I think it is.
Yeah.
And he did, to confirm here, he did play 2 years of football at the University of Wisconsin-Madison.
Oh, shit. All right. Who else would I say? Joe Thomas, maybe.
Oh.
One of the best linemen of all time.
Yeah. He's got to be in the Hall of Fame, isn't he?
Yeah. If he's not already, he's going to
be. Yeah.
I don't know if he's been retired long enough, but yeah, he was like the best lineman for like 12 years or something like that. I don't know. I can't think of me.
Yeah. Good choice. Good choice.
Good pick.
Yeah.
Now I got to see who's famous from Wisconsin.
So there's got to be a couple people.
I guess Vince Lombardi. I'll say him.
Okay. Yeah, good choice. All right.
I don't know if he's from Wisconsin actually, but
yeah.
Chris Farley.
I was wondering if you're going to bring him up, and I couldn't remember if he was Wisconsin or Illinois, but yeah, I could see him.
He's from Wisconsin. Sure. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Shit! Willem Dafoe is from Wisconsin.
Oh.
I did not know that.
He's a creepy guy.
His creepy face up there on Mount Rushmore.
That would be a terrifying face to put on a Mount Rushmore.
I would go see that Mount Rushmore.
Yeah. How about one more Mount Rushmore then. Mount Rushmore of sitcoms or just, TV comedy shows.
Okay. Number 1, Always Sunny.
Of course.
I've been really on What We Do in the Shadows recently.
Oh, I don't even know that.
I don't know that one either.
Oh, that one's a good one. It's like it's vampires. It's kind of like The Office, but like vampires, and they're all like, from like the 1500s, but they're in modern day, and they're just kind of idiots.
Oh, okay, yeah, I have seen some of the.
There was a movie with Taika Waititi. He was in it. He like directed everything, and then they did a spin-off show of it.
And it's actually pretty good.
Yeah, I enjoy it a lot. Like King of the Hill.
Oh,
and
good choice.
Futurama.
And Futurama.
Yeah.
Futurama's come up with a few guests lately, hasn't it, Tommy?
That's Trey Mitchell, big Futurama guy. I don't know if I've seen more than a couple episodes. Yeah. I don't know if I've ever seen more than a few episodes in my life of Futurama.
It's very underrated.
Yeah, Family Guy got a lot of that, but not a whole lot of Futurama in my viewing history.
Yeah, I feel like that flies under the radar of maybe some of the top tier animated of those comedies.
Maybe I'd put South Park just because of I feel like it's way more cultural significance, but I think I enjoy Futurama a little bit more.
Yeah. What are you doing next here? Clash of the Titans is the meet, right?
Yep. So that one's the ABS over in Ireland on like April 18th or something like that.
So what is ABS?
Anti-law.
It's a federation. Yeah, they do. Based out of Ireland. They've done a few meets in the US. I think they have one here in Chicago on February 8th and 9th. And then they did the Reach Rumble and like is it Pro Raw? Is that what they call it? I don't know, the Pro or something.
They're all kind of the same after the names. Yeah. Like there's like only so many different words to use in
so
the
many
names.
clashes.
Yeah.
Clashes and bashes and showdowns.
Who else is doing that one?
So that'll be the first time Colton and I compete on the same platform. So that'll be nice. Andy's doing it. Ken Cooper. I think Dan Bell might be doing it again. Nicholas DePreez. A few other guys. I can't think of who else off the top of my head.
So are you and Ken and Andy flying out there together?
Well, they're flying from Cali. So.
All right, that's right.
But
Cali guys.
We'll probably all stay together.
Yeah. So Ken's doing good then. He's strong and healthy now?
He's coming off a bicep tear, but I think it wasn't too terrible. Sounds like he's able to start doing hook grip now, I think.
Okay.
But
So are they the ones that they have like metal bands playing sometimes at the meets and that sort of thing?
I have seen that, yeah.
Yeah. I hope they do that.
I think at one point they might play now. I think they had like strippers in like a cage at one point or something like that. Maybe I'm thinking of the wrong meet.
It's quite the show.
You're thinking of the strip club.
Yeah, maybe. Didn't I think at one of the currents they had like a bear in a cage at one point.
Really?
Yeah, I might be wrong there, but I remember there being like something ridiculous.
Maybe it was just a really hairy guy, and you didn't.
It was Dan Bell.
It's just Dan Bell.
It might have been,
standing in
yeah.
the corner.
He is a hairy guy.
Yeah.
Someone threw away his like his Miller Lite.
It was like Manscaped canceled their sponsorship, so he didn't trimmed up in a while.
Oh my god.
Speaking of a cage, what are you gonna do? Are you gonna lift in the animal cage here in a month and a half?
Yep. I think the plan is deadlift. Probably just another top single.
What'd you do last year in the cage?
I did a 915 deadlift.
So I suppose it depends on how prep goes. I mean, you'll be not.
I would try and like just kind of at like 921 or something like that.
Yeah.
Would be a goal, I guess.
Just chip it.
Yeah.
Chip it.
Sweet. Last year wasn't like the first year. I mean, the cage hadn't been there for a while, but you had lifted in the cage back when it was around prior then, like in like 2021 or something like that then too?
Oh, I think it was 2019. I last year was the first time I've ever been invited to the cage. But in 2019, I was at the Arnold and Garrett Fear, he knew the people that were at the cage and like, oh, we have this open, like someone didn't show up. So they're like, oh, we have this open time slot. Like he's like, do you want to go head on a deadlift? So it's like, yeah, sure. Didn't have a belt. Like I was wearing like some Timberland boots and it was, I think I tried 800 or something like that for the first time and just barely missed it.
Now you're up to 921.
I know.
How the tables have turned.
It's cool to like kind of come full circle and just be like, I've come so far.
The cage was sweet last year after it being back for being gone for a long time. Like the vibe around the cage was pretty cool.
Yeah, the energy in there was crazy.
Yeah, we'll be there. We'll keep our eyes peeled for the big deadlift this year.
Hell yeah.
We'll come.
You guys have a booth?
Yeah, we've got a booth. We're kind of over by like the pro strongman area this time, like the entrance for the pro strongman.
Sweet.
Back in that corner, but we've got a little fun little game, game video thing we're going to be going around doing with people. So we'll have to catch you and get you in on it at some point. So
all right, I'm definitely down for that. What did you guys do last year? I can't remember.
We just had
we were just asking stupid questions.
Running an interview with people. Yeah.
We got a real good plan for this one where we're going to get everyone with the same thing and put a little video together. So I think it'll be pretty fun.
All right, I'm down for it. Yeah.
All right. What deadlift bar are you guys using at that meet in Ireland? Do you know?
Yeah, it's Cerberus bars for all three lifts.
Okay.
Oh, really? See, I didn't know that was used in powerlifting meets even.
I also did not.
Oh.
I had to go buy them.
Yeah. So do you have them all now at
I got the squat bar and the deadlift bar. I was like, power bar's a power bar.
Right.
I'll spend another 300 or whatever it is.
So how's the deadlift bar?
It's pretty stiff. It's definitely stiffer than that. Yeah, it's kind of on par with like an Ohio deadlift bar.
Oh, that's not ideal.
Yeah, but it's the same bar for everyone, I guess.
Right. So Tommy and I were talking about it. The Kabuki deadlift bar, is anyone going to use that anymore? Like, is that going to be in any meets that you're doing, do you think? Or is that kind of out now then?
I think USPA can still use it. But they might just kind of follow suit with PLU and just saying no more. I think USPA is sponsored by Texas now, so they'll probably kind of mandate most people do Texas.
What was the other one you said? PLU? I can't keep all these acronyms straight anymore.
Yeah, PLU. So that's basically what WRPF.
Yeah, the split off there.
Became.
So did they did they formally say like the Kabuki bar is out?
Yes. So they so originally the specs were kind of to what a Texas bar is
Mm-hmm.
for USPA, and then I think Kabuki, like the rumor is that like Kabuki basically was like, we'll give you money to increase the specs to match our bar, and then WRPF, which is now PLU, basically just like copied the rule book, and
Okay.
now PLU is going back to the original rules.
Okay. Like you had done several meets though where you used the Kabuki bar, didn't you?
Yeah. Yep.
So what was your take on it? Did you like using it? Because it was kind of a polarizing bar for people.
I mean, it always felt better for me, but I feel like I've been able to pull pretty similar. It's like the 915 I pulled in the cage. That was on a Ohio deadlift bar, and then I think my best Texas is a 915, and around that same time I was pulling around 915. I could pull like maybe an extra like 2.5
Okay.
kilos.
So
on,
it's super similar
like,
for you across.
yeah, as long as I have plenty of time to like practice on it, it doesn't really matter too much.
Okay. Like, do you have one
Like it might be like a 2.5, 5 kilo difference.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have one that like if you got to pick, is there one that you would go with?
I mean, if I'm going for just straight total, probably the Kabuki, just because if it is 2.5, 5 kilos, it is
Right.
a little bit nicer. If I had to, I guess from a competitive standpoint, probably a Texas, because the Kabuki is definitely going to benefit like a sumo puller a lot more than is me. So
Right.
if they don't get that benefit, then I kind of look a little bit better in
Right. Yeah.
comparisons.
Evens the playing field maybe a little more there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not an axle. They don't have very good whip.
Dude, I like pulling on the axe. I want to do maybe in the summer like a strongman total just for fun. So I'm thinking like a log clean and press, axle bar deadlift, and I don't know what the third thing's gonna be, but
What do you
I'll
think you could max axle deadlift? Have you ever have you done any heavy singles of that before?
not heavy singles, but I hit I think it was 790.
Okay.
Maybe it was like 752 for a set of 4.
Oh.
Oh wait, I did hit. I hit 830 on it.
Okay.
That was like having not done any axle bar. Like I
Right.
literally just because I had to do the online qualifier for OSG, and it was an axle bar deadlift, and I was like, yeah, we'll see what I can hit.
So I mean, do you
Yeah,
think you
yeah.
could get close to 900?
I think 900 would be tough. I think like
400 kilo, maybe
40.
880.
I might have pulled 850 or 840. I pulled 840. I think like 880 would be
Yeah.
probably
I
top.
mean, that's close to 900 though. That's up there.
Well, as long as you're almost to not 8, I mean, as long as you're at 880, might as well just do 900 too. I mean,
I know. We always have that running joke. We're like, oh, just like throw another 5 kilos on. You're at like 892 then, and then you're like, yeah, like, well, if you're doing 892, like let's just do 900.
Yes. Tommy, what do you think about overrated, underrated?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
All right.
You know how to play. You've been
Yep.
here. This isn't your first rodeo.
I mean, I'm a 3-peater.
Yeah. This is rare air. So overrated or underrated, kilts.
Kilts,
Yeah.
underrated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What were you doing?
So that was after Chaos, that Strongman show I did over in the UK. So some of the other guys in my weight class were gonna go do like in Scotland, they just have these stones on these like random farms, and there's like legends behind all these stones where it's like, oh, if you pick this stone up, you like become a man in this village. And so we were gonna go do it, and we're like, all right, like if we're gonna do this, like let's do this right. Let's get some kilts, and we found some cheap, like they're actually pretty nice kilts. They're like $160, but yeah, I gotta get mine repaired because I busted one of the buckles on it.
And did you go to just like I remember there's a video where the bunch of guys are out there lifting. Did you go to just like one place and do that, or did you go to multiple stops, or what'd you do?
Yeah, we went to like multiple. So I think we stopped at like 6 different places. So there's like a website, I can't remember. I think it's
Yeah.
just called Stone Lifting,
Mm-hmm.
and it has like a map of where to go and like how heavy the stones are, kind of a little bit of the legends. But it's funny because they're literally just on people's like farmland, and at some of them we'd go, and like the people that live there would come out, and they just like they'd be happy to see you and kind of tell you like
They
the story
tell you
about
this,
the
yeah.
stone, and
Yeah.
We've just been waiting for someone to show up here.
Yeah.
yeah, and like people would like stop like as they're driving by and like watch us try and like pick up
really?
the stuff. Yeah.
So people in the area must kind of know a little bit about it then if people are actually stopping to watch.
Yeah, yeah. Like I mean, especially like the older people that kind of still remember like the
Right.
stories behind it.
So
stuff like
was there
that.
any you couldn't do, or were you able to get all of them?
There was one that so no, I was the only one that was able to like get it off the ground about like 4 inches. I think it was like 365 pounds. But like the balance of it was just so tough. And it was like
Right.
the last one we did on like a run of stones. And so by then, and you can't like we didn't have any chalk or anything. You
Yeah.
can't tacky, obviously. And that one was the only one that I couldn't like get up to my chest level.
Overrated or underrated? The song Cotton Eye Joe.
Underrated. That was I think I was fourth grade for me. That song was a banger.
Yes.
Like I'm trying to remember.
It's
It might
great
have
for
been
like
Jock
a
Jam. I think
junior
it was
high
on Jock
dance.
Jams 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
And like I love that album. I think I still have it in. Oh wait, I think it might have gotten tossed. When
The
I moved, but
Rednecks, right? Redneck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
the music video is great. So they're all just wearing like overalls and just look like bumpkins. And I'm like, that's Mount Horeb for me.
Still classic anytime it comes in on like a wedding dance.
I was gonna say it's like that
yeah.
song makes you think of like wedding dances from the '90s, like a roller
Yeah.
skating rink, something like that.
Like I think it's something where you have to play it like few and far, but when you play it, it's like
you got to
like,
know
you can't,
just the right time.
like Mr. Brightside, that could be like an every time you go out kind of thing. Like
Yeah.
no matter what, white people are gonna love it. But Cotton Eye Joe, you gotta wait like once a month.
Right, because it's like, well,
They bring
if
it
you
on,
play it
everyone's
too
just
much,
like-
it's not like ironic anymore. It's like, no, we
Yeah.
just
It's like,
like,
no,
are
this
we
dude
allowed
just
to
really
like
likes
this much?
this guy listens to Cotton Eye Joe way too frequently.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Overrated or underrated C8 Corvettes?
Ooh, that's tough. I'd say underrated. Like I love mine.
So you still have it?
Yeah.
Okay, because I think the last time we talked to you, you had just gotten it, I think.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
So how many miles have you put? Well, what's that been? Is it almost 2 years, Tanner? Was that what we said was about the last time we
It was
had
like
him
2.5 years ago, maybe something like that. So it would have been.
Yeah, that's about when I got it.
on?
Okay.
Two and a
How
half.
many miles have you put on it in that time?
About 6,000.
Is this like
Okay.
like how often are you driving? Like, is it your daily vehicle?
No, so I drive my truck most days, and then obviously during the winter I don't drive it at all.
Right.
But it's it kind of becomes my tradition to drive it on usually Saturdays because that's like a heavy squat, and bench day, and Mondays because it's a heavy deadlift day.
So
And
you
it's kind of
gotta
like
have the
I
right
want to feel
attitude.
cool, like yeah, like show up to the gym like feeling good, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What
so-
color is yours?
Yeah.
Red.
All right. And is it? I can't because they have like, do the tops come off on that? I can never keep it straight with Corvettes between the.
Yeah, it's got like a the like hatch.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
I don't take the top off mine,
Okay.
but
No, you don't.
yeah.
You don't let your hair blow in the wind.
nah, I don't want to lose any more than I already am.
So what? I mean, has ownership been good though? Like, have you enjoyed the vehicle the whole way through? Like,
Oh yeah, for sure. Like I'm definitely happy I got it.
yeah, that's cool. Yeah, they still do you feel like it still turns heads when you go places? I feel like when that vehicle first came out, people would like go nuts when they'd see one. You see them a little more now. Like, do you notice
In
that?
Wisconsin, definitely. Like
Yeah.
in California, probably not as much anymore, but yeah, in Wisconsin, like if I pull up to like a gas station, like a kid will be like, "Oh my God, like that's
Yeah.
amazing."
Yeah. Women take their panties off when they see it.
Just throwing them at the windshield.
Yes.
Okay. Last one here. And you can tell us if you haven't been there before, you haven't done it, we'll audible, but overrated or underrated EDC, Electric Daisy Carnival.
Oh, I think it's underrated. I mean, I've been a couple times, and
Okay, you have been.
it's tough because it's like 3 days, and it's like 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. I remember my first time going, I was my ex-girlfriend. I was just like, "Are you 6 p.m. to 6 a.m.? Are you kidding me?" Like,
Don't they need to shift that back like 9 hours?
yeah, they're like, "We want to stay up for the sunrise." I was like, "I do not."
Oh, so that actually
we
that
have
actually
2 more days of this. Like
Like,
is that
that's what
actually
everyone's
the plan, though,
goal.
is like someone's playing while the sun's rising. Is that a thing?
yeah, there is like sunrise
Oh,
sets. And
God.
stuff like that. It is pretty cool to like
Yeah.
try and do like one day and catch
I would be
those.
so tired. I guess I would need the right concoction to help. I suppose everyone needs the.
Yeah,
right-
you really do.
Right.
I've heard of people doing it sober, and I'm just like, oh, for you, man.
Like, how did you stay
And then
awake? Yeah.
So, like,
you need to, you basically like sleep all day, and then like you kind of like wake up, go have a meal, and then get ready to go for the next
Because is
day.
it at like the NASCAR track out there? Or where do they do it at?
Yeah,
It is- okay.
Yeah, the speedway.
So do you just stay at the hotel and then you just go?
Yeah, they take a bus, or so you can either like camp out. I've never done that. I've always stayed at the hotel and taken a shuttle,
Mhm.
which that sucks on the way back. It's like an hour drive.
That's what I thought. It's like a trip, isn't it?
And you're like, you're coming down.
Right.
You've been partying for the last like 10 hours, and you just feel like just like I just want to be in my
I
bed
bet
right
the
now.
person driving that bus is like, I've got like a zombie bus here.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks pretty rough on the way back.
So is there
But it's
any,
an
like
experience.
when you went, was there like any acts like that you were excited to see, or was it just like, we're just here for whatever?
No, there's definitely some DJs I really enjoy.
So like who are you into?
BTSM, Black Tiger Sex Machine is probably one of my favorites.
I had no idea who they were until Lollapalooza this year. Like they always put it on TV and I saw some of it. I'm like, okay, yeah, this is pretty wild actually.
Yeah, they go pretty hard. He's retired right now, but I think he's Grizz.
Grizz is always good.
Yeah, he was probably my favorite set from the past when I went to. And then Apache is probably my favorite like DJ. I don't know if he does EDC too often, but
Okay.
my girlfriend and I are flying out to Seattle next week to see him.
All right. Yeah, that'd be cool.
When you're there, is there anyone that's like not dressed for the occasion? Like, is there anyone you see walking
They
around
just
that's
threw on
just
a pair
straight
of
up?
jeans and a t-shirt
Right,
with like, let's
right,
do this.
right.
Yeah, for sure. There's
Okay.
like you'll see like it's pretty much like everyone is there. I mean, most people are just like in pasties and
Right.
like all the girls look in pasties and like asses hanging out. It's like, oh, this is awesome.
Yeah.
But then you kind of like I've seen girls there that'll like bring their moms with them, and it's always like, oh, that's
a
like
bold
that's
move.
super cool.
That's
Yeah.
maybe crazier than wearing pasties is bringing your mom here.
Yeah.
Good news. You somehow did it for a third time. You passed overrated or underrated. I don't know. It rarely happens 3 times, but you did it somehow.
Hell yeah.
Well, your battle axe will be in the mail.
I'll be waiting for it.
We're gonna bring a battle axe into the Arnold for you.
You just give me like a kid's toy one or something like that.
We should be like, yeah, the powerlifting meet, you win like those green Hulk hands for first place. Like,
Yeah, I just need to like have the most outlandish.
oh shit, there should be a
What-
Captain America shield. Like someone should give you that as a prize.
I got one.
But-
I got one of those.
But did you have to get it yourself? Was it? It should be.
No, I bought that.
Yeah, it should be given to you as a prize.
No.
God,
Didn't you guys have something funny as like a first place prize?
what? The last 2 years for our powerlifting meet, we've done like the like WWE championship belts, and then like this last year, our theme was kind of like the Jason Voorhees mask.
Hockey
Yes.
mask. Yeah.
So we had-
Friday the 13th.
We had an artist that made a bunch of custom ones of those that we gave away for the winners
Oh,
too.
that's
And,
cool.
and then we all go out that night. Everyone, like, that's part of the thing is like the Lift Hard, Live Easy Classic. So everyone goes out tonight together, and then everyone's like wearing their masks out at the bar and stuff. Is
Jesus
like,
Christ.
there's
people go in
Just some
their
normie like
singlets.
walked
yeah,
in.
what this year one of the dudes was in his singlet still at the bar, and it's fun.
But then even for other double, like we do have, like we give awards for like best package and just like made up things that we determine what
Yeah.
the
I like
silliest goose, stuff like that. We give awards for that too.
Yeah.
There's the awards presentation is like half of the awards don't even make any sense. Like it could be anyone's game of who's getting the awards.
They're like the award to
Yeah.
people ratio might be like 2 or 3 to 1. Like it's actually crazy how many awards we have at this thing.
I can't remember if I did it on King of the Lifts when we used to do the like end of the year awards, or if it
Yeah.
might have been on Andy when Andy and I were doing the podcast, we did like they let me do funny like superlatives. I think if we do a 4P, we can do
good. Yeah,
some like goofy awards for next year.
I like that.
Yeah, that's good.
Yep. Yeah, we'll pencil that in for like December 2025 here.
All right, perfect.
And we'll try not to have anyone else on for a fourth time in between now and then.
Good. I need that record.
It's very important.
Yeah.
All right.
I need to have something on Ed Cohen.
Ed's only been on once, right, Tommy? Am I right?
I believe so.
We should get Ed on again, actually. I don't know. I don't know why I haven't thought about that, but we should get Ed on again.
Yeah, I'm sure he'd be down.
We won't get him on 3 more times, though, so you're safe.
December comes around. He's been on 4 times this year.
Yeah.
God damn it. He becomes
just like a co-host.
He's
temporary guest.
Ed Cohen is our 3rd host.
Really
that be a funny
the format
thought?
Of the show.
Yeah. Be like, the fuck are you guys talking about all the time? You guys are idiots. Awesome. Well, we appreciate you coming back on again, and we'll get to see you at least for a little bit here in March. So,
yeah, I always make time for the number 3 fitness podcast in Southeast Western Dakota.
That's all we needed to hear.
Yeah. We'll cut that sound clip.
Perfect.
Awesome.
Right,
Thanks, man.
John.
Have a good night, guys.
See ya.
Cool beans. Cool beans.
Big John with some Wisconsin cool beans.
Somewhere in Wisconsin.
Up in his mansion in Wisconsin.
What song is that?
T-Pain.
Yeah.
Actually,
That's a
what's that song
classic.
even called? And also, does everyone know that line, or is that just more of a Midwest thing where everyone relates to
Where
that
it's
line?
because it's like, because he said Wisconsin, so it's like, hey, that's not many states away from us. Let's always repeat that part.
I mean, I feel like everyone, I can't believe it. There you go. I feel like everyone around our age just knows that line of that song.
Yeah.
Could put you in a mansion somewhere in Wisconsin.
Well, just like that, we don't even know the title of the song. We just all know that.
I mean,
line.
I could have
like the title of the song should be from somewhere in Wisconsin.
I don't think when he made that song that was going to be the lyric that he thought would stick, but around these parts it is.
We talked about T-Pain before, not that long ago, right? Like, was he one of the guys we were talking about?
I don't know. Did we?
I think was it him we were talking about? Oh, he just had so many bangers that kind of came out over a certain period of time.
We could have. I mean, and he did though, for real. Like there was.
I think it might have been like a year ago we talked about it or so, but it is where it's like those songs become. What's ubiquitous mean?
Just everyone knows them. I feel like it's just
okay,
part of
yeah,
culture.
like those, and it is the classic case of those where they all start to sound the same to me. Where I'm like, not even sure which song this
because
is.
he was coming out with so many of them for a while though that it was just like, no, you just knew all of them. It was
like I don't actually know the name of any of his songs, and I think I'm being that truthful. But if you played them, I'd probably know 30 of his songs.
Dude, the number of these: Buy You a Drink, Can't Believe It, I'm in Love with a Stripper, Bartender.
They're all really similar though, too.
They are. But man,
it's just the classic thing. But
Chopped and Screwed, that one was good. Man, he was just he was on a roll for a while there. Yeah.
Oh, do we have a little game?
Do
you want our game intro?
Give me 1 second here. Maybe
you tell me when it's time for. Actually, I'd lose my head if it wasn't bolted on tight. Make sure to head over to juggernautai.app. That's where you can sign up using discount code Massenomics for their monthly membership, and the discount code will save you 10% every month forever and ever on that membership. Juggernaut AI is the training Tommy uses. It's the training I use when I'm not on the mend. It's a training that a whole bunch of people at Massenomics Gym use. Talk about it every time I'm in there. Someone's saying how they're just started Juggernaut AI for the first time this week. Big Adam, he's been coming to the gym for several years. You know, he's not a power lifter by any means. He'd be the first to tell you that. He comes, he trains, he likes to get a little stronger, he likes to stay in good shape. You know, he's probably in his early 30s. And just this week, he said, yeah, I started the Juggernaut power building thing. I saw you guys talk about it. I've heard enough people talk about it in here. I want to give it a try. He said he loved it so far. He said he was really unsure about like what his maxes even are on any of the lifts he's doing. And we talked about it, and I'm like, it doesn't matter because just stay conservative. Yeah. Put something in conservative, and it within 4 weeks from now, it'll have it leveled out. You'll be in the right place. Like it gets you there pretty fast. And he said he's really been enjoying it. I've followed up with him a couple times. So that could be you. If you've never tried it, give it a shot. Powerlifting, power building. They even have the starts of a Strongman program in there now. Also, just be careful when you sign up. You do have to sign up through the browser to use discount code Massenomics. Also, you have to sign up. You have to not go through the free trial. You can't use our discount code if you're going to do the free week or 2 trial, actually. So keep that in mind. If you struggle with that, it's because you can't do the free week trial and use our discount code. That came up here recently. Also, check them out at juggernautai.app.
I feel like when you bring up Juggernaut AI, I have to give a quick training update. Just recently hit an all-time PR off of Juggernaut AI with my bench.
315 triple, wasn't
315 for a triple. And dude, I haven't since the meet. The heaviest bench I've touched, I think, is like 290. And
what'd you do at the meet?
At the meet, my top bench at the meet was it 330 or 335? 335, I think.
Did you get your third bench or
no? Because I went up 5 more. That's why I can't. This is what's so funny. Is like, oh, you like go for these numbers, and then all of a sudden now I can't even remember the numbers.
It means a ton to you at the time, and then like 6 months later, you can't remember what was what.
It's actually bugging me now that I don't know. I have to. Come on, internet.
It can be our open powerlifting stat of the week. Is Tommy's searching himself up on open powerlifting to see what he did in his meet a couple of months ago.
Openpowerlifting.org. I'm like, what? Why isn't their site working here? Okay, let's see. Yeah, what did I do in this meet? And here we go. Best bench, 330. Yeah, 330. I went for 335 after and didn't have it. But
okay.
Yeah, hit 315 for a triple. And I was going to say, when that, before going into the day even, a lot of times in RP 10 day, I'll look at the numbers so I have an idea of what they're going to be. I didn't look at them. I'm just like, oh, it'll probably be like, I would guess probably 300, maybe 305 if things are crazy. Right. And I saw 315 pop up. I'm like, really? 315 for a triple? Like, that number seems kind of out there. Like, that's definitely a number that in my head wouldn't have been programmed. Like, that did seem wild. And, when you're in the gym, it's also that thing of, I know the safety straps are there and everything, but there's still that component of like, if I miss this lift. And also right when I was starting to lift, my wife's like, all right, I got to go, see ya. And I'm like, I will be here home alone too. It kind of had me freaked out a little bit. Like,
you'd be home alone in your garage gym?
In my squat rack.
Oh no.
What if some intruders enter?
Kevin!
But so there was some extra anxiety there. I spent a lot of time like double, triple, quadruple checking that I had the safeties at the right spot. And, then going for the lift, had to really get dialed in. And my initial thought on the first one was like, oh my God, like when it like freaks you out how fast it moved. It was like 315. I think I could do 5 of these the way it moved in the second one. It's like, oh, it's a little harder, but this is still going good. And like in my head, I'm like, yep, I got this. And then the third one, about halfway up, I'm like, I'm not sure if I even have this anymore. Because that was the first time a bench had actually felt like it slowed down in forever. And it was there. Like, and that was a true RP 10 in my head. I mean, that
you
was
marked
like,
it a 10.
There was no way I was going to do another rep. And even getting a half of another rep would have been very hard to do. So, yeah.
So it was there on meet day.
Yeah, I had to go back and look at my notes. The most that I could ever see is there was a time where I did 5 sets of 3 at 305, which I don't think that I'm like super far off of. I probably could do that right now.
Yeah, I would think so.
I'm in the same ballpark.
Do you think you've done 315 for a double before ever? Or like, has there never?
But that was the thing.
Come up
when we always did that Juggernauts the Jackals training. It never had doubles in it. I probably
triples and singles.
I maybe into a meet prep might have done 315 for a double because that was we kind of always do our own peak at the end. Yeah, and there was probably a pretty good chance I did take like 315 for a double. But yeah, I've never tried it for a triple before. So
lifetime PR on Juggernaut AI.
Dude, you just gotta once you turn 35, PRs are still there waiting for you all time.
You just remembered it's either right now today it's either PR or ER, and you chose the latter.
There was a component of that for sure.
Yeah.
All right, Tanner, are you ready to play a game?
No, I want to know, are you ready to play a game? Because if you are, we'll hear the official game soundtrack.
Okay, well, a little scarier way to start the game than no, mommy, no.
Why do you have to hit me like that, mommy?
Yeah, that whole part of the song.
Is that what you were expecting?
That was not the sound I was expecting. Maybe, do you still have the classic one you can hit me with?
Yeah, let me get it.
Hit me with that. Hit me like that.
Oh, not that one.
Why you got to hit me like that, Tanner? Now I'm ready to play a game.
That hits a lot better, doesn't it?
Yeah, when you hit me like that.
That
hits
other one's a
better.
little abrupt to whatever's going on. You'd be like, ugh.
Is there a struggle taking place here? Because it certainly seems like there is. Okay, we're going to play a little
It's hard
game.
to follow that first one up with anything.
It's just leaves you in just such shock. It's I don't know if you remember a couple episodes back on this here podcast we're doing right now, Tanner. I had made some comments about how it just feels like every comment section online is the same sayings that people just repeat to each other.
Yeah.
And did a little research and came up with a list of cliche sayings. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to present you with a scenario, and you're going to have to see if you can come up with what that cliche saying is. Which this could be challenging because
this could be fun though too.
It could be challenging because I'm not going to tell you what any of these sayings are. You're just going to have to try and think of what you think fits. Some of these, there's more than one.
Maybe
right
I'll come
answer.
up with something. Yeah, I was gonna say maybe I'll come up with something.
Yeah, you
that's
could come up with
fits.
maybe the answer I didn't have in mind, but you might come up with also a correct answer. So, do you feel like you got your head wrapped around the game here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm not feeling like I'm necessarily going to do well, but I get the idea.
I think on most of these, it's going to be like a hindsight 2020 thing. You're like, of course that was the answer there.
Yeah.
So, okay. Let's say I don't think I need to set the stage over and over. All of these are going to be, of course, you're scrolling social media because that's where these appear. But I'll set the stage for the first one. Okay. You're scrolling social media. You see a post about something that a policy change. Maybe it's at a local institution, a school. Maybe it's at a state or a national level. A change has taken place. You don't like it. You don't like this change that has taken place. What comment do you leave there?
Well, one you could leave, and you could just use this for anything. As we used to be a proper country, but
ding ding ding.
Maybe this is the noise if I get it right. But we'll all be punished if I get it wrong.
Okay. That was the correct. I'm letting you use it.
You let me off easy with the leading off with the we used to be a proper trick game. It's all we used to be a proper country.
Yep. So that is the correct. You are one for one. Okay. I like that. That's good. That's good. All right. The next scenario, you are going through your feed and something has really surprised you. Like it just really caught you off guard. What comment are you dropping down on this surprising post?
Well, I didn't have that on my bingo card for 2025.
Exactly. Exactly. Okay. I think you got the hang of this. Let's try one more here.
You're throwing me a softball off.
Yeah. Maybe someone's going on a rant and you're like, that is a good rant. What do you chime into this?
Oh yeah.
You want them to really shout it from the mountaintops.
Right. Say it louder for the people in the back.
That is also correct. Say
it louder for the people in the back.
Okay. All right. That's good. Okay. So, those were all the pretty easy ones. So we're gonna.
I knew that one. It just took me a second to wrap my head around it.
Okay. So now we're gonna go into some more sayings here that we haven't touched on as much. Let's say in a post you see someone's posting something. Maybe it's Maybe it's someone's posting a photo of like their home gym or a commercial gym, and someone's like destroyed something in the gym. They've wrecked something, and everyone's all mad about it. So something's been ruined. What's a good comment to leave in a situation like that?
We just can't have nice things. That's why we can't have nice things.
Yes. Man,
That's why we can't have nice things. Yeah.
I really thought like, okay, he hasn't been prepped.
Yeah,
on
we haven't said that one. That's why we can't have nice things.
That's right. That's right. Okay. You're doing good. Okay, this next one, I'm going to say it could be used seriously or sarcastically. You could leave the same comment. In one of them, I would say you could see two scenarios for this. One could be someone has succeeded in something. Someone has done something well. They're posting about it, and you're really excited about it. That could be one scenario. Or maybe maybe someone did something dumb and they kind of got something coming their way. You could use this in either way.
So you would comment as the person seeing the.
So yeah, like you might see, it might be like you seeing a video of someone deadlifting 500 pounds for the first time. It also might be a video of you seeing someone starting a fight and getting punched in the face and they had it coming their way. You could say this in both situations.
Yeah, I don't know. The only thing that comes to me is you did a thing, but you don't. It's not really you did a thing, right? So that's not really. That's right.
Not cool. I mean, that actually.
That's our punishment when I get it wrong.
Kind of does work in that scenario.
It's not quite right though.
But what I was looking for was you love to see it.
You love to see it. Yeah,
you love to see it.
Yeah, you do love to see it.
That's always a classic.
You love to see it. You're right. That's exactly. No,
am I right
that's
to
you
say
explain
that could be used in both scenarios as congratulatory or like a backhanded thing?
And I do think in hindsight, you explained that scenario exactly right. That's where you love to see it.
All right. Okay, here's the next one. When something, let's just say, something got out of hand, something got crazy really fast.
Yeah, something got out of hand and crazy. Really, that escalated quickly. That's
there
what I
you
would think
go.
of.
Yep, that's what
Is
it
that
is.
right? Oh.
Well, that escalated quickly.
Well, that escalated quickly. Yeah,
that's the one. That is the one. Okay, what one do I got? A lot here. Some of these are dumb, but what I want to hit you with. Here's one that I see a lot, and it's really dumb. Someone did something that is really stupid, bad, dumb, something negative. They maybe did it at one time and maybe it was okay then, but looking at it now, it's like, well, that was clearly wrong.
And this is the person talking about themselves then at that point?
No, it's like you're looking back on the situation, like, because now you're removed from the situation. Time has gone on and you're looking back and you're like, yeah, that was not the right move there.
Right. I'm just sure I know it too. And I'm kind of drawing a blank, but it's funny because by nature, of course, we've all seen these things a million times. Mm-hmm. Just explain it one more time, just on my brain, one more path.
Okay. Let's say, here, let me see if I can get it. Let's say someone's like, they're posting every day how they don't miss the gym. They go to the gym every single day. And then it's like a year from now, they actually don't go to the gym anymore.
Right.
That would be a potential snenario there.
Right. Oh, shit. I don't know. You got to tell me.
You could say, this aged like milk. You ever seen that one?
Yes. Yes. That's good.
Okay. We'll do just a couple more here. Here's one. Something's going on, and it's just you can't wrap your head around it. No, it just you don't get it at all. It's so confusing. You're just lost.
Well, I guess what I think of is like it's all French to me or something like that.
Well, that would be more of a 90s version on this.
Right. I know that's
version.
That's
not the trendy one.
I don't think I know. I'm sure I'll know it, but I don't know.
Make it make sense. Make it make sense.
Yeah, that's way dumber. Yeah, that's make it make sense. That's good. I want to start. I need to write these down so I can just start commenting them all weekly.
Okay, we'll do one more, and then I'm just going to read off.
Make it make sense. I'm going to use that one.
I'm just going to read off the list.
We'll see if I can get one last one right. I don't know.
Oh boy, what one do I think you would have the best? Like, so many of these are just, you've read them 1,000 times, but it's just so dumb you wouldn't ever, like, all these. I'm like,
well,
I
nobody
would never,
says, like, when you're having a conversation, nobody says make it make sense.
Oh, and I couldn't ever imagine actually leaving a comment of this online, but people do it all day, every day. Like these
you see them every day.
Yeah. Oh, and I'm just like, at no point is my brain ever like, I need to remember that saying to write that one down. Yeah. Okay, we'll do this one. No. Okay. Like, these are all so dumb though. Like it's at the point now where I'm like, these are all so stupid where it's okay. Okay, we'll do this one. Someone is trying to explain something, they're using numbers, and the numbers just aren't making sense.
So it like doesn't add up.
Yeah, something along those lines.
I don't know.
The answer we're looking for is the math is not mathing. It's so stupid. Would you like to hear some of the other honorable mentions on this list?
Yes. Yeah. Hit me with a few more. The phrase is that math is not mathing.
This one you can use in a lot of situations. It's flexible. Tell me you're something without telling me you're something. I mean, that's like a whole thing on like TikTok or whatever.
Yeah, for sure.
This one,
tell me you're a power lifter without telling me you're a power lifter.
Exactly, yes. Yes, the system is working as intended. You know, whenever you want to be really jaded about something.
Yeah.
I'm just here for the comments. Just here for the comments. That one.
I liked on one of the horse stall mat things you just said following. And then someone was like, someone says, you don't have to comment following. Wasn't it Jeff?
It was
David
Jeff wrote that. He's
yeah.
like, yeah, you can actually just like click the button, trying to leave comments. I'm like, oh, thanks, new to this social media thing. And then someone, and I was going to do this. I was going to do this, but it was so dumb. And someone did this right afterwards, was put like, as of whatever the day was, as of like January 12th, I do not give Facebook or Mark Zuckerberg permission to use any of my properties. And it's like a paragraph long thing.
Yeah. I'm like, do not copy and paste that.
Dude, some of the people I see post that, I'm like, oh, you went to school for a very long time and most people think of you as educated and you're posting that? I guess you do believe everything you read online.
Yep.
Here's some other ones. Are we the baddies? Not all heroes wear capes.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Plot twist. It gets worse. Read that again slowly. Imagine thinking this was okay. Welcome to the clown show. Is this a joke? Yeah. Because I'm not laughing. And this will be studied in history books. So that
I like that too.
That
this concludes, studied in history
concludes the list.
You could like have a social media presence and never say anything but like those 15 things.
You could just go through all of those and people like, yep, hell yeah, what he said. Like, oh, that Tommy, he just really is just a sharp shooter online.
Yeah,
he just real direct in the comments.
Yeah, he really gets it.
He's not afraid to call like it is. Like people could honestly take that. You could just use those sayings. People are like, yeah, that guy, he's not afraid to call people out. It's like you just used a generic group of sayings.
You have a dictionary of just your 10 sayings, and it's like there's one for everything.
But now that I, we started talking about this a couple weeks ago, and I assembled this list, and I've been sitting on this. I'm telling you, man, going to the internet, it actually almost ruins the internet. You just go read comments and like, You could pull up almost any post right now that has like a big post, that has 1,000 comments on it.
Right.
And you're going to see many of these multiple times over.
Right.
And I'm like, is that actually real people leaving these, or is this just like bot traffic that's just been told to leave these comments now?
That's a good question.
And I don't know that answer.
What was the one where I said it's French to me and it was like, no, it's was
it Make It Make Sense? Was that the one?
Yeah, make it
Make
make
It Make
sense.
Sense.
Yeah. Make it make sense.
What was I gave you the three openers where I didn't have that on my bingo card. Say it louder for the people in the back.
We used to be a proper country.
Oh, there we go. That's it. Yeah, I'm just going to send you this full list so you have it.
Yeah. That could go a long way for me in the Facebook garage gym.
Oh, you could have a full-on conversation.
I could just do a post each day of some sort of horse stall mat picture and then just one of those comments as one of those phrases as the text, the caption. Like it's just a picture of a bunch of horse stall mats, wacky. Make it make sense.
It's kind of like the modern day version of like when everyone's like skydiving and the poster and then underneath it says teamwork.
Yeah,
like a more negative version.
The haystack and it's like I don't know what the text is underneath the needle in the haystack one,
but just a more negative version of all of that.
Right.
Yeah. You could totally do that for so long. I like the idea of maybe start mixing and matching them together. Like say it louder for the people playing bingo or something like that. You just start get to the point where they just don't even make sense anymore.
Hey, what are they saying? I don't even know what he means, but hell yeah. I'm not sure what he means, but hell yeah. I like the way he said it. Damn right. I really like the way you said that.
We used to be a bingo card. Say it louder for the proper country.
In the back. The proper country that's in the back there. The Vikings kind of took a shit at that.
Oh, my God. That is just the epitome of being a Minnesota sports fan right there. It just... I try not to... I try actually...
down the old leg.
I don't even really... like to follow. I mean, I do like to follow things that closely, but at a certain point, it just starts to piss you off. And after that, I was starting to kind of ride high on the Vikings this year. I'm like, yeah, you know what? They actually do sort of seem to have it figured out. And after that Lions game, I'm just like, dude, this is it. This is the end. I have just this terrible feeling going into the Rams game. I just could see this going awful. And like 5 minutes in, it was like, yeah, this actually has gone awful. I just turned it off at halftime and said, yeah, I guess I'm good for a couple more years now.
That's at least Ethan Evans is moving on, former guest of the Massenomics podcast.
At least someone
World's strongest
got something
punter
out of it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because it certainly wasn't any Vikings fans that got anything out of it.
No, it wasn't.
But the bright side is you can still head over to thestrength.co and buy yourself some of the best plates on the market. They're black, E-coated. They've got a finish that lasts for years. We've had these things in Massenomics gym for years and years now, and they've been getting put through nothing but the ringer constantly. I mean, I see jackasses in our gym just Kurt Kowalski chucking these across the gym at people.
I saw Tanner the other day say, this is why we can't have nice things to someone.
Did you put that? That was one, wasn't it? Did I get that one right? Oh, yeah, I got that one right in the game. This is why we can't have nice things. Yeah. I was going to say that's one. No, we just did that. That's every time I walk into the gym, I think this is why we can't have nice things except for the Strength Co plates because they can take it.
That is exactly why we have nice things.
Say it louder for the people in the back. Check out their plates, barbells, plates, deadlift jacks, deadlift mats. They basically got tiny stall mats on their site for sale if you're into tiny horse stall mats. Check them all out at thestrength.co. They also have bumper plates. Thanks, Strength Co.
Tanner's episode is also brought to you by Barefoot Shoes. You know what I say to myself whenever I see someone wearing a pair of barefoot shoes?
You say Tanner's barefoot shoes have been shipped and they're on the way in the mail for his new Ursus 2.0.
Well, I say that. I also say whenever I see him, I just say, you love to see it. That's the first thought that always crosses my mind.
You do love to see it. You see a fellow guy in barefoot shoes, you're at the Arnold, you see someone walk up in barefoot shoes, and you just think, you know what? You love to see it. Mm-hmm. You love to see it.
And then a guy shows up in another pair of them, and then a guy shows up in a pair of Massenomics, Ursanomics. Then someone shows up in the Bruin boots, and I'm like, oh, that escalated quickly. Like, that's the first thing.
Yeah, I go, I did not have that on my Arnold bingo card.
And then I'm like, I sit and think about it, and I'm like, yes, the system is working as intended. And I'm like, yeah, tell me you're into Massenomics without telling me you're into Massenomics and barefoot shoes. It's just all
how long of a podcast do you think we could have of only little cliche sayings? Like,
probably not very long. I think it's done. But, and then you're standing there and someone walks up and they don't have barefoot shoes on, and you're like, do better, man, do better. And it's just so annoying when that happens. Yeah. But, there was some people saying that we used to be a proper country, and Barefoot remembered that. And they also released a Made in America boot called the Patriot boot. So if you want to have your footwear and your boots made in the US of A, you can do that as well. So head on over to barefoot.store, use code Massenomics, and you can save 10% on your next order. Thank you, Barefoot Shoes.
Made us a proper freaking country once again, didn't they?
They took it upon themselves.
A proper friggin' country. Every week I just want to have at least one time where I get to really say a proper
get a few
country.
of those off my chest.
Like, I just get pissed off when I think about how we used to be a proper country. Like, I say proper country through gritted teeth because I'm pissed. Because we used to be one and we aren't anymore.
Yep.
Actually, yeah. That's a proper country story for another time. We don't need to get into a whole proper country story, but
do you ever use the code Massenomics and you're like, wait, the math ain't mathin'?
Yes, the math doesn't math. That is dumb. Okay, anything else for this? Check out the drop, like we mentioned at the start of the show.
Yeah, make sure you go buy
check out the drop. We got that shirt. I'm looking at it. There's a whole
say
stack of them.
Say it louder for the people in the back, Tanner.
We have a whole stack of shirts over here for those of you in the back. So our drop is January 23rd. This is specific. I'm saying this louder because it's for those of you that are in the back.
People in the front can hear just fine.
You just say it louder for everyone in the back. You in the front, you already heard this, but this is for those of you way back there.
Way back.
We do have shirts, license plates, a bunch of new sticker packs for sale here this January, as well as your next chance to get a certified training facility, get yourself on the map. Check out our certified training facility if you don't know what it's about. It's awesome. I love it. It's like one of my favorite things that we've done. It's up there with like our Hall of Fame card that we offer to our supporting members. So make sure to check out the certified training facility map. Please go to our YouTube channel. If you only listen to the podcast, head over to the YouTube channel, even just to leave a comment about the podcast. If while you're listening or after you get done, you want to chip your 2 cents in, you want to get in the conversation. We're getting more and more comments on our weekly YouTube upload of the podcast all the time. Mm-hmm. And it's a fun place to channel the conversation about the podcast. If you have input, what are your favorite, dumbass sayings that people say on the internet?
Yeah, what have we missed? I really want to know. Oh, actually, I forgot to say this in the Zoom chat. I don't know if you saw this. Big Mason wrote when we were talking about the home gym Discord, it ain't much, but it's mine. And then people post a picture of their gym setup. They love to use that saying when they do it every time. It ain't much, but it's mine.
But it's mine. There you go.
And that applies to someone with a rickety old bench and like a 5-pound weight set, and also to someone that has a $50,000 home gym. They all say the same thing.
But it's mine. It ain't much, but it's mine.
It would be really funny if you posted that with some horse stall math standard. They ain't much, but they're mine.
I think I'll do that. You know what? I think I will. I think someone's got to do it, and I'm just the guy that's going to do it.
Do you double dare me?
Yeah. It ain't much, but it's mine.
I can picture it already. People are like, oh, God damn it, this guy.
Yeah. What you saying, telling me to do that is like I have this thing with my wife whenever maybe there's like say I don't want to shovel the sidewalk, or I really want us to buy some ridiculous $50,000 Chevelle, like 71 Chevelle, or, you know, and I'll send it to her, and all I'll ever say is, or like if I don't want to shovel the sidewalk, I'll be like, just tell me once it's okay not to, and I won't shovel today. Or like, just say once that we should get this and it's ours. Like I'm always saying, like I just need just the tiniest bit of reassurance for this terrible idea, and I'm gonna do it. You know, like all I need is your just like slightest
some
nod of approval and consider
lunatic
it.
that's just barely hanging on to sanity.
I'll always say, just say it once and consider it done. He can even be joking. I don't care. That's all I need to make this horrible decision today.
Yep. That's how it works.
Just so say it's okay once, and I won't go to work today. You know, that sort of thing. She's like, say it louder for the people in the back. I can't quite hear you.
Got a lot of kids here. Please speak up.
But do leave a comment on our YouTube. Also, make sure you're checking out our new YouTube video every week. We do have the new video out there every single week. One other thing is our affiliate links. Kind of actually have a few more on our site. You can see our affiliate links like on the bottom of every YouTube video description. They're in there, aren't they usually too?
Yep, they're in every single YouTube, and every single video goes on YouTube has our affiliate links.
So the podcast has the affiliate links.
Yep,
on it
podcast,
too,
YouTube videos, they all have it.
So check it out in the bottom there. Anything you click on there, and if you buy something for any of those sites, there's a whole bunch of companies that we have those for. We get a little bit of something for it, and people actually click on those from time to time when we get money from it.
Surprisingly enough, people do click on them.
Yeah, it helps this all work. So leave us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts. Tommy, where do they find you at?
You can find me at Tomahawk_D.
You can follow me at Tanner_Bear. No one cares about that. Just make sure to follow Massenomics at Massenomics.
See ya.